Greetings, Inquisitor. I'm pleased you found this holocron. Today's information is an account analysis of a 6.2 million galactic power account for Giran Kenor. Giran Kenor? Either way, it's a pretty cool name. We'll go through the account first, see what characters and ships he has, and if there's any improvement opportunities that we can see with mods. Then we're going to go through the standard template, what's going well, opportunities for improvement, and give some advice that might help this person win more in Grand Arena. With that, let's get on over and take a look in this account. First things first, we'll look at his stats. 6.2 million galactic power, 2.6 in ships, 3.6 in characters. That's a lot of ships. Good stuff. Number 40 in fleet, number 147 in arena. Probably does better during his payouts, I would assume. Lots of different ships here. Lots of relic characters all over the place, so looking pretty good. Interesting that some of the relic ships are not as powerful as some of the non-relic ships, but we'll see why here in a minute. Here we've got the Negotiator with Kenobi, maxed out on all the skills. And we also have a Finalizer and a Radis, both at 6 stars. But then I noticed that this Kenobi is only Relic 4. And that seems odd to me. That Relic level makes a difference in the speed of the capital ship, and the speed is very important for the Negotiator. Relic 7, and a lot of people are Relic 8 on Kenobi just because you can't afford to have the opponent Relic 8 and beat you on speed. It's that important. It really is. Relic 4 everywhere. So we notice a trend with this account that even the best of characters are only getting Relic 4. And there's a lot of characters like Revan there only needs 1 piece to get to Relic level. Nihilus over there, you can see, needs 1 piece to get to Relic. R2-D2 needs 1. Palpatine needs 2. We got Hermit Yoda here at 7 stars. Bastila Shan Fallen only needs 1 piece. Darth Sion only needs 1 piece. So there are a lot of characters that are bordering on the Gear 13 and Relic level, but they're just not there yet. Down here, we've got Gear 12 characters for days and days and days. And, at some point, I begin to think that it's just every character that's possible to unlock is at 7 stars almost. So this account doesn't have many character nodes to farm anymore. I do want to point out for this Relic 4 problem, getting them to Relic 5 takes Erodium heat sinks. And if that's actually what's holding you up, go watch my Relic video. It's very important stuff for you to learn, I think. But you can go to a character like this with the Mark III Scene or a Holo Projector, craft those up. You only ever want to trade in fully crafted projectors. But then you can come in here for the Erodium heat sinks. You can select that, and you get 10 for every completed item. And with as much stuff as you got on your account, I've got to believe you've got a bunch of these lying around. So you should be able to assemble them and trade them in and potentially get more of those characters to Relic 5 and higher. For Relic 6 and 7, you need these Electrium conductors. I use that Mark 12 Cybernetics. And then for Relic 7s, you do need this Zimbital card, and you get 10 for every 50 of these Mark 12 HoloLenses. So don't be afraid to get in there and finish those characters out. You've done so much work getting them all up to Relic 4, and it's only a little bit more to get them to Relic 5 so that they qualify for the Rancor raid, or to get them to Relic 6 or 7 so that you maximize the potential of the character. All right, so if we take a look through here and we say, okay, what do we have in here for characters, for mods, for how this is going to look? So General Skywalker, take a look at him. Lots of health, 82,000 health, lots of protection, 110,000 protection, lots of speed, 317 speed without a speed set. So those are some phenomenal substats that he's got. Protection, 20 speed. Protection, 27 speed. Health, and 27 speed. These mods are about as good as it gets. So I'm not sure if I would use protection on that triangle. Probably use crit damage or offense. But, if you're just trying to maximize the defensive stats of the character, then that's fine. He already does a ton of damage. But Relic 4, leave the protection and health, but take that Relic to Relic 7. That character really demands to be Relic 7. You unlocked him and you put all that effort in. Finish him off. Finish him off. And if we arrange the characters by speed, we can take a look. This Darth Revan does actually have a speed set. He's 330. So it's good, but you've almost got better sets for speed subs that are not speed than you do for speed, which is interesting. Now, if we look here, this guy does not have a speed set, and he's 321 speed. Again, massive amounts of speed subs from a non-speed set. And if he had a speed set on, he'd be like 18 speed faster than he is right now, which is really a big deal. Malik is also fast. Look how fast he is, again, with no speed set. So we're starting to see a trend here, and I'm wondering, when I see this, I think, okay, this person's probably buying good mods out of the mod store and not necessarily farming speed directly, but just buying the good mods that show up in the mod store. And that would lead you to have a lot of these other sets that are not speed sets with great speed subs. So can't complain about the speed subs that you've developed in the account, but you really need more of those to be on speed sets. So I would think about farming speed mods and trying to get a few of those massively good mods like that with speed set. Here we're looking at Empire. We're trying to figure out if he could do Sith Eternal, and it's looking pretty good. We got Veers, Palpatine. We would have to farm Krennic, but other than that, the Empire is in good shape. If we go down and we look at the Sith, we've got Dooku, Sidious, Darth Maul. These guys are all at stars, Vader, Palpatine, everything. So it's not a matter of needing to farm the characters. It's just a matter of needing to relic the requirements in order to get that Galactic Legend. And here we look at the First Order to see how we're doing for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Hux and Sith Trooper would need to be finished out on their stars. But other than that, everybody's at 7 stars and decent gear. In terms of the Resistance, if you were to go for Rey, we've got all kinds of characters here. Resistance hero Finn is the only character, Resistance character that we don't have starred. So lots of characters at 7 stars. So there's not a big need for character farming. So several Galactic Legends are within striking distance for this account. So with that in mind, let's get on over here and take a look at the summary of what we're going to say for Mr. Kenor. Remember, for anyone who hasn't watched these videos before, the concept for the strategy advice that we're giving is that Grand Arena and fleet placement are going to take priority over other things like Squad Arena and those raids and those kinds of things. For Grand Arena, we're looking for big, solid defensive teams, and in this case, we're looking for probably 3 or 4 of those. We're looking for offensive teams to break up anything the opponent puts on defense, and again, for an account this big, we're looking for 3 or 4 of those. And then a big base of teams for placement and cleanup. And then if we have ideas for 3v3s, and that's typically for lower-level accounts, an account like this at 6.2 million galactic power isn't going to have any problem sorting out some 3v3 teams. And then the idea is always to improve what's already in the account, not to come up with crazy ideas for what a person needs to build that's not even started. And like I always say, you can't say for sure, because what you recommend might be what the person's already working on. So what's going well in this account? Well, 6.2 million galactic power. If you're a collector and you've collected this much stuff, that's phenomenal, right? And if you talk about a base of teams, his base of teams is everything in the game. just a huge base of teams. There's a lot of good mods with good speed subs, and from what I can see, the mods that you've chosen to 6-dot and slice the 6-dot materials, you chose mods that are good mods. So in that regard, definitely seem to know what a good mod looks like. So that's great. We've got General Skywalker, Malik, a bunch of relics, and tons of fleet. And I always like to see when people have strong fleet like that. And Zetas everywhere. I mean, this is just row after row after row of characters with Zetas on them. So a longer term account for sure, and good job. Opportunities. I don't understand the barrier at Relic 4. Maybe there's something that you know as a player, or maybe it's a strategy for keeping your galactic power down for your Grand Arena matchups. I don't know, but for sure there's characters in here that I would relic. And you need to do at least 5 characters. You need to start working on teams for the Rancor raid. And if you've got a 6.2 million account and you're not working on the Rancor raid, that I think becomes the first priority for the account. You got to get some teams set up for that, and you got to get yourself in a guild that's going to help you get Relic 8. And then no Galactic Legend. So we've seemed to have stalled out on all the best non-GL characters in the game, but haven't committed yet to any of the teams, as far as I can see, to build a Galactic Legend. So that's definitely an opportunity, something that needs to happen. So what would we do for characters and teams? The very first thing I would do, I would focus in on that Kenobi. I would get him to Relic 7, him and General Skywalker. For sure, I would put those 2 characters at Relic 7. Malik, Darth Revan. There's a bunch of characters in your account that deserve to be Relic 7, but for sure those 2. Kenobi, I think you can improve your fleet placement by a lot, can be in contention for the top 10 easily, but you need the speed on that Kenobi. If you don't have Relic 7 Kenobi with the proper speed on that capital ship, you're not going to get there. My thoughts. I would relic Jedi Knight Revan. You're 1 piece away, and I think out of all the characters that you're 1 piece away on, he's the most important one to get to relic level. And again, don't stop at Relic 4. Take him up. I would say for Galactic Legends, you already have the Radis, and you already have the Finalizer. I would build Rey next. I would make that the next big focus for the account. Relic those characters that are needed for her prerequisites and build a Rey. You've already got so many good light side characters that you could put with her and make a combination of different teams using Rey. She's flexible. You need something that's rock solid for Grand Arena defense. And for 6.2 million, you need a Galactic Legend, and the best Galactic Legend for Grand Arena defense is Rey. So I would build that, make it a cornerstone of your defensive strategy. And then for your squad arena, you can actually put General Skywalker in the lead. You put in 5s and Rex, so there's a couple clones in there so he can sit down and stand up. Then you put in Rey and your Wat Tambor, and you build Rey for damage and just go crazy with her. There's somebody on my server that does something similar, but they have it tuned so that they can actually use Chewbacca in the team. And Chewbacca actually puts his defenses on gas because he's just got all tanks besides that. And it is a sick team to try to get through. But you already have all these characters. You already have everything you need to build this for Squad Arena. Of course, you wouldn't put that as your Grand Arena defense. You wouldn't want to take that many good characters away from other teams, but for sure you could do that. And then when you finish with Rey, you got the Finalizer already, and you've got a bunch of First Order stuff, so relic those guys and build SLKR. I think that's the route for the account. You've really got to get the Galactic Legends going, and you've got 7 stars on almost every character you need for all of it. So just finish them out and get it. For ships, what would I do? Definitely Relic 7, the Kenobi for fleet. And I don't see a malevolence in there. And again, I don't know how good your guild is and whether or not you're getting enough get to currency. I suspect you don't. Again, if you're at 6.2 million and you've been around this long and you can't afford the malevolence, you probably need a better guild. So I would consider that and try to get that malevolence built. You don't need it. You've already got plenty of ships and plenty of capital ships, but it is the second, one of the two best ships in the game. So you would benefit by building it. Mods. So farm up the speed set mods. You have plenty of good mods with other sets, but just not enough speed mods that are speed subs in your top speed characters. And imagine that you could develop 3 or 4 speed sets with good speed subs, and then you could take those health mods and miscellaneous stuff that you've got at 27 speed, and you could put them on a character with a speed set. Heck, if you had 4 speed mods that averaged 15 speed, and you put 2 of those monster 20 plus speed mods with them, your character would still be going the same speed as it is right now, and you would drop maybe just a little bit of health, and you'd be able to use more of those mods on other characters and speed up even more of your other characters. And speed is good in this game, and it's definitely a way that you can expand your mod dominance against your opponents. With that in mind, talking about Grand Arena, I did take a look at your defenses that you set, and I think that you really go light on defense. For as many good characters and teams as you have, there's really, I think you're putting weaker teams on defense than you need to. You're keeping too many strong teams for offense, and then you go up against a Galactic Legend or a character that you can't beat, and all of these Relic 4 teams aren't good enough to get through that character, and you're kind of stuck. That's what I've seen from what I could review. So my advice is on defenses, put General Grievous on the top front and Darth Revan on the bottom front defense, and I would do that for every Grand Arena going forward. It becomes predictable. Your opponents will be able to scout you, but you don't care. I mean, Grievous is there to steal banners, and Darth Revan is there to challenge them to beat it. So definitely put those on defense. I think your Night Sisters are good as a defensive team, your Geos. And then you've got Old Republic, and you can use those 3 teams to fill in the rest of the defenses on your front wall. And then I would put Jedi Training Rey, the Bounty Hunters, and a First Order team on the back wall. And again, if you build up that Jedi Training Rey team for building the Galactic Legend Rey, that'll be a full Relic level team. They'll have to beat your Darth Revan up front, as well as a couple other decent teams. And by the time they get to the back wall, that Jedi Training Rey should be able to hold something. So I would definitely, build that as a defensive team and go a lot more defense heavy than what I've seen you place in the past. For Grand Arena offense, I would definitely look for more underdog wins. For example, General Skywalker can be put with 1 clone. If you put him with ARC Trooper, for example, you can just put him in ARC, and it doesn't matter if they, put General Skywalker down on his knees and then they kill the ARC Trooper. Once Skywalker stands back up and goes crazy, he's going to take out the rest of their team and can pretty much 2-man a lot of teams in the game. So you would use that on offense and underdog with that. That leaves you 3 clones to use with Shaak Ti, and you could underdog that as a 4-man Shaak Ti with 3 clones team and get 2 wins with higher banners that way. You've got Kira and Nest. That's definitely a team that you could use more. I didn't see a lot of times on offense where you're using your Kira Nest combo to take out a reasonable team. So that's another underdog that you can do. And especially in 5v5, when you can just take in Kira and Nest against a 5-man team and take it out. That's awesome. You got Vader, Watt, and Thrawn that you can use as an underman team. You've got Padme, Kenobi, and Jedi Knight Anakin. And then you've got CLS, Han, Chewie, C-3PO, Chewie. Those I would definitely use on offense for the setup that you've got. And it doesn't matter that your Chewie is pretty small. It's fine. You just want him to spread around the leader stats. And especially if you get that CLS relic, that'll become one of your best offensive teams pretty quickly. So finish that out for your arena offense at some point. I wouldn't bother with CLS. I would go for Rey straight away. I would work on the Galactic Legend and then circle back around to some of these other projects. With Fleet, I would defend with the Negotiator. I've seen that you put it on defense a few times that I could see, which is good. You would definitely want to do that. And then I would put the Executrix with the Geos as your second defensive fleet. And for offense, you have First Order, and your Hux isn't that big. You could definitely stand to work on your Hux as the captain of that capital ship. But you could use either that, or if you start developing the Raddus and Holdo for the Rey requirements, then maybe Raddus becomes your other capital ship. But you've got a couple options there. You can use your Rebels on offense. You can use one of these other capital ships on offense, and that would leave you with the Negotiator and the Executrix on defense. And then develop Malevolence and First Order fleet. Again, if you're going for Rey, you have the option to develop the Raddus fleet, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Raddus fleet. I don't think that's reliable enough. You have to put a bunch of tanks in there to make it work, and if you do that, then you miss out on tanks for a bunch of other teams. So I don't know. You can, especially if you're going to build Rey as your first Galactic Legend, you could work on the Raddus, but I would almost rather see you work on the First Order fleet side of it, and then when you go for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, that fleet will get better. But you could definitely, mix and match on fleets. Last things. SLKR is the best first Galactic Legend for you. But Rey is the one that's going to help your specific account the most. It's going to give you a boost to what you're already doing in Squad Arena, and I think put you over the top. It's going to be a defensive team for your Grand Arena, which I think you need more than an offensive team. So if you picked SLKR and you said, okay, well, if it's the best character, I want to do that first, it's not bad. I mean, that is a fine decision as well. But it's one of those two, and each one has its value. But, don't be afraid of that journey. That's the next thing that you've got to do on this account is get your Galactic Legends. And I would say, watch my video on relics, watch other videos, educate yourself, and understand. I mean, it's Relic 4 can't be a barrier. Some of these characters deserve higher relic levels, and you're going to do better in the game and better in Grand Arena if you get them to higher relic levels. So that would really be my focus with this account. Galactic Legend, Relic 7, and just keep making it stronger. That's all I got. Leave your comments down below. Everybody watching, if you see other advice that this person could use, comments, suggestions, things that I missed, whatever you got, shove that down there in the comments. Let me know what you think, and we can talk about it even more down there. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Inquisitors are issued with like sabers that are specifically designed to destroy the like button. So please do that and destroy that like button for everything you got. Thank you very much. See you in the next Holocron.